I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I go to Texas Tech. I'm a junior here now, but I
Oh,
graduate
cool.
next December, graduating early. And my major is media strategies, which,
Oh, wow. Cool.
yes. Well, and so I've changed my major 3 times now.
Good for
So,
you, honestly.
yes. So, media strategies was kind of like, they were like, well, if you do PR or advertising or something, those have a lot of prereqs and it'll delay you. And media strategies was the one that it was like, you can just take
Mhm.
them and get the credits out the way. So, anyways, um, this is just like a fun question for me. Um, what are you, so are you're not from Texas or anything like that, right?
No, I've been to Dallas once for cheer, but that's the only time I've ever been.
So I'm just curious, like, what do people think about like Texas and like Dallas when they're not anywhere near here?
Um, I mean, lately I've heard about a ton of like friends of mine or like friends of friends moving to Austin, Texas. So I've heard more about Austin. What I know about Dallas is literally that this is just so biased because did cheer all my life, but I just think of it as like where all the huge cheer teams are. Um, I don't have any like weird Southern stereotypes about it because I'm from the South. I know how it is, but um, I've just heard a lot about Austin lately. How it's a very like up and coming city, um, very like accepting, and just like really good for young professionals, kind of around our age. So that's my latest impression of Texas.
Okay, cool. Um, okay, so now I'm gonna ask. Okay, so first question is first, what is the like official title of your job? So I like watched your Q&A thing on Instagram, so like I know what you do, but just whenever I'm like,
Yeah, it's um, content and community coordinator. So it's basically the social media manager for my company, but I also do all of our events. So that's kind of the community part. So it's social and event planning. COVID has been a big obstacle in the event planning. All of our events have been virtual over the past year and will continue to be until COVID is not no longer a concern, I guess. But yeah, we're just now getting into events. They're bigger during the school year. So that part of my job is kind of just kicking off. But the bulk of it is the content, social media managing.
okay. Would you say that you're kind of a little nervous whenever things go back into person? Like, do you think it's going to be like kind of difficult at first, or you're like excited for it? Like, you feel like,
Hmm. I'm very excited for the travel part of it. I love traveling. Um, and I mean, they do events in colleges all over the country. They've probably been to Texas Tech before, honestly. I'll have to ask. But I'm very excited for that, the actual planning. My company's super, super good about training, paid training. And so obviously, even when I started just this part of my role, I was nervous as like anyone is starting a first job, but I'm super, super like um, good with their training and don't let you go off on your own, fully prepared, and they feel fully prepared. I'll definitely have our project coordinator. She's amazing. So I'll like have her by my side as much as I need her until I feel good on my own. So that's just kind of a company specific thing. They're really good about giving you a big, long, full training process.
okay, cool. Um, okay, the next question is, so what does your daily routine look like?
Ooh, this is like it's different every day, truly. But I work remotely, so I feel like you could get a little burnt out, a little bored of your environment. So, I mean, I wake up, I'm a big skincare person. I do my full skincare routine, and what I'm ready for the day. And then I kind of choose where I want to work for the day, whether that be at home. I have I'm actually at a local coffee shop right now. That's where I prefer to work. But yeah, I just choose where I want to work for the day. A lot of that is dependent on my budget for the week. I don't want to be out like spending a ton of money on coffee lunch some weeks, or just like weather or whatever. But first thing I always do is like check emails, and we use Asana. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's like a task management system, where basically all your tasks for the day are listed out. So anything that's due for the day, I make sure I put on my agenda. And then I have a direct manager, who's over our whole marketing team and me. The social team is me. I'm the only one. But so I report to him, tell him what I'm doing for the day. That's different. Because it's a smaller company, I wear like more hats than just social media. I kind of have a foot in everything, it seems like. So I'll have a schedule for the day and it never goes as planned, which is fun. I mean, it keeps it exciting. I never get bored. So, but a lot of it is planning and making Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok content, which is super fun. I love it. That's why I love the job. It's very creative. Hello?
Oh, can you hear me? Or can you see
I think
me?
you're frozen.
I think I'm going to, like,
Can't see you, but I can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to refresh it. I might put that in the chat.
Okay.
So if it ends, I'm just going to restart it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll click back onto it if it ends.
Okay. Why is my interview...
Yeah.
Okay, is that... I think it's better.
Yes, I can see you now.
Okay. Okay, so the next question is, which you kind of already answered, but what do you love about your job?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
So the next question, it's one you kind of already answered, but it's what do you love about your job?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I love how creative it is. That's a big part for me. I'm not if you're going to classify people into type A or type B, I'm very type B. I'm like very relaxed and creative. My mind is kind of always bouncing from place to place, which is for this job. And, it just helps you always have ideas, which is kind of the point of the job. I also love, I think this is more like company specific, but I love how much freedom I have. I feel like a lot of social media rules you kind of have to jump through like one Instagram post approved, which is a frustrating thing. So my manager and her bosses really trust me that I know what I'm talking about and that I like know what I'm doing. Which is really big. Like first job out of college, they're putting so much trust in me. They let me even hire a graphic designer to help me. So I'm already like managing someone. So that's like probably my favorite part. And like when you're looking for a job, I never even like thought of that, about like trust and people just taking your opinion and valuing your opinion. And they really do, especially being 22, like fresh out of college. Having all these people that are much more experienced than me actually care about my opinion is definitely one of my favorite things. Like I see my ideas directly affect like huge campaigns that we're working on with like Hulu and Grubhub and these huge companies. I see like my ideas going straight to executives over there, which is really cool. they don't treat me any different just because I'm new and young and not as experienced. So that's probably my favorite part.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah. Like how I feel like on the job search, you're like hours, money, location, but it is really important to be like valued,
Yes. Okay, next question is, what do you enjoy least about your job?
Least. It's all hard. I feel like I'm spoiled. I know. Probably, I just love being remote. It's amazing. But a lot of my friends are like working with these huge teams with kids their age. So they like make a lot of friends through work. Like one of my best friends works at this huge company up in Charlotte. And she's making all these like new friends through work who are like in the same phase of life as her, who can like relate to her on a lot of things. And my team is spread all over the country. Mm-hmm. Some of them are having babies right now. Like it's a very spread out age range and everything. So I don't really feel like I'm making a ton of like work friends just because it is remote. So that's like a pro and a con, but mm-hmm. It is different seeing my friends in more traditional jobs. They're like, oh, I'm going to get drinks with my work friends. I'm like, couldn't be me. I don't know anyone in my job. I've never met any of them in person.
Oh, that's great. Oh, really?
That's probably like the weirdest part of it.
So even when you interned, you never met any. Even when you interned, you never met any of them.
No, we talk over Zoom like this every single day, but I've never met any of them in person. The CEO and the project manager, which are the two higher up people, mm-hmm. are out in LA. The business or like the HR lady is in Colorado. There's a girl in like Pennsylvania, New York. There's honestly no one in the South other than me. So, I haven't met any of them. But when we start doing events again, I'll meet everyone, which will be nice. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Okay, next question is, how did you get to where you are now? / like, what classes did you take? Did you do anything specific, like for your resume?
Yeah. So I was a marketing major, PR minor, and I double majored in management too. So just because I didn't want to graduate early because of cheer, I wanted to live out and have my 4 years. We just get a lot of like senior recognition our 4th year. So I added my double major in management. The first few years are just your basic like core classes, accounting, finance. They're horrible. I hated them. I like questioned being a business major because I'm like, this sucks. I hate math. But once I got past like the basic math classes, I got to just go up into like higher up marketing classes. Which were like all project based. Like you worked with a team, you made like marketing campaigns. So that was awesome. That's like when I realized that I really did love this. And then outside of school, which I think is like obviously my degree got me partly to where I am, but I think what I did outside of class, I had 5 internships in like the 4 years I was in college. And I think that's the biggest thing that got me to where I was. I had a lot of experience, good and bad. It taught me what I liked and it taught me what I absolutely hated. I had a horrible internship experience my junior year. I hated it. And it taught me exactly what I never wanted to do, which is work in an office in a cubicle all day. So I learned a lot, good and bad. And then my last internship turned into a job. So that just goes to show how valuable they are. It's literally getting like a sneak preview into your career. Even if you aren't doing the work, I know like some internship programs are more structured than others, but even if you just get to sit and observe your boss, like just see how they handle things, That's like the most valuable thing you can do, honestly. That's exactly how I've ended up with this job.
Okay. Next question is, what advice do you have for someone who wants a job like yours? So as like a social media content coordinator, planner.
Yeah. I would say not that you need to have like your own big social media following. I think that's ridiculous. Like that doesn't need to be a thing at all. But I mean, play around with your own social media. Who cares if you have like 500 followers? Like whatever. Post whatever you want. Like play around with it. Don't care what people think. Just you can learn a lot from just messing around with your personal Instagram, especially like about algorithms and stuff. I'll mess around with like polls and other stories, and I mean I use results I see on my personal Instagram and I like directly bring them over to all the two Instagram accounts that I manage in my job. So I think that, and then internships, honestly, that's the only way you're gonna get like hands-on experience. And as an intern, don't be afraid. Don't just like sit back and like let the hours go by. Don't be afraid to actually be like, if you're sitting there not doing anything, say, hey, can I get involved in this project? Like, this seems so cool to me. Just put yourself out there. I mean, I wasn't even being considered for this job. Well, I mean, I guess I would have been, but I had to I put myself out there at the end of my internship, and I sent an email to the CEO and all the higher up people, and I was like, I have absolutely loved this internship, and I knew they were just like being in the inside as the intern. I knew they were hiring someone. So I was like, I want to be considered. Like, I want to interview. I want to be considered. I just like went for it. So I think in everything, you just got to go for it. The worst thing someone's going to say is no. And then you just move on with your life. It's not that big of a deal. So yeah, like not just only getting the internships, but actually like making the most of them. Otherwise, it's just like a waste of your time, you know? So just like be bold. Don't be afraid.
So my follow-up question is, so I actually, I don't know if I'd call it an internship because I don't know what I'd call it. So an interior designer in Dallas, I run her social media for her already.
Cool.
So but the only reason why I wouldn't call it an internship is like, she just was like, she reached out because she knew I was majoring in this, and so I said that I'd do it. So I don't know. I mean, I get paid and stuff to do it, but I don't know. But
no, that is 100% something you need on your resume. That's huge. That's really big.
Yeah. So I do that, but so my follow-up question would be, since I'm kind of already doing that, which this is what I wanted to do, and it's like, it's really fun, but whenever I first started doing it, I was very overwhelmed because I was like, I don't even...
It's a lot, yeah.
That's like numerous I do every social media platform for her.
Yep.
And so what would you say, like, what advice would you give me for doing, like, actually doing your job? Since I kind of...
Yeah. I think for me, like I said, I'm super type B brain, so this has been like, if you ask me what's the most challenging part, it would be like managing my time the best. So I like have started in an ideal day when I don't start getting pinged to do this, and this, which usually happens. But in an ideal day, I'll block off my time like by platform. So like this, I'm spending 2 hours on Instagram. Our priority platforms are Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. We have LinkedIn, we have Twitter, we have, but it's just not Facebook, just not as big right now. So I like prioritize. Instagram is usually the priority. So you just have to set, like, literally put in your calendar, like, I don't know if you use like Google Calendar, like Outlook or whatever, but block off times in your calendar and like set alarms. And once those 2 hours or hour is up, you're done with Instagram for the day. Like, unless you have something absolutely crucial that you didn't finish, you're done. And then move to YouTube or whatever other platforms and just like literally set a timer for yourself. that's how type B brain I am. I have to set a timer to go off and tell me to stop working. I'm also like a bit of I want everything to look perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to like cut myself off, especially on Instagram. I'm like want everything to look picture perfect over there.
Mm-hmm.
So literally just set like time blocks for yourself, and then just really like get to know the platforms you're using. I don't know if you like what you use to create stuff. I like use mostly Canva and like Adobe. But like in your free time, or just like if you have extra time one day, really dig into those platforms and scroll through all the features. Like familiarize yourself with everything so you don't like take so long to create stuff. Like if you already know this one template is so cool, you can just keep using it instead of like finding a template, creating a template. You know, it just takes more and more time. So just familiarizing yourself with any kind of like creation tool you're using. That's helped me a lot. Just aimlessly like scrolling and seeing what they have to offer.
So, my other question too is, do you like, so in my classes with like, being in media, I am learning how to like study like how people react and engage with media. So is that part of your job also? Are you having to look at like, oh, like this doesn't really do well, that does well, or are you just kind of like, this looks cool, like we can go with this? And
right. I wish it could be, oh, this looks cool, because I would love to just post things that I think look cool, but people have to be valuing and engaging with what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is a big part of my job. And my manager, his name is Kyle. He's super, super helpful with that. He is more of like an analytical brain, like a math brain. So he's big in helping me like look at Google Analytics, Instagram Analytics, or something like just messaging about today is our TikTok hasn't really been performing. So they help me next week looking at like analytics and kind of re-strategizing. So it's literally, you can plan out a content calendar for a month, but it will change all the time based on like what your audience is reacting to and what they're not. So yeah, that's a huge time consuming part of the job.
Okay. The next question is, was there a class you took in college that, like a specific class you took in college that really prepared you for your job?
I'm trying to think. Honestly, it really stunk that my senior year, when I was taking a bunch of those higher up marketing classes I was talking about that are very like project based, that was COVID. So a lot of those like team projects and stuff, it all moved to online.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can think of one class. It was a management class. It was about like leadership. This was before COVID. It taught me more about like, I just remember the professor was so good. And it taught me more about like how to manage people and how to like work with people. More so than like, I mean, it wasn't a marketing class, but that one really stuck in my mind, not just for like work advice, but like for life advice. Because like even being remote, one of the biggest things is like working and communicating with your team effectively. Like people have to know what's going on. So even like, I remember learning in the class, even like the smallest update or the smallest piece of communication is still communication. So even if you're updating someone, telling them that an update is coming, at least you're like communicating, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was called like leadership and development or something. It was like management 2.0 something. But I really remember that one standing out. The professor was super like funny and engaging, and he would like call out and embarrass people in front of the whole class. But it ended up being good. It made you participate. So yeah, I really liked that one.
Okay, so the last question is, what are your future plans / how do you see this career progressing for you?
Yeah, so I started in June, and right now I'm super happy in this role. I've always really loved fashion though, and I really, really want to work in the fashion industry. So I would love to be doing exactly what I'm doing in this role, but for a bigger company one day, like a bigger fashion company. Um, but that's going to be like very dependent on just a lot of like life things, like renting an apartment, budgeting for all of that. So yeah, I'm hoping to probably this time next year, um, start looking for places in New York, because I mean, if you want to be in fashion, you know, why wouldn't you be in New York?
Yes.
So that's my plan for now. I'm planning to maybe live there next summer to see if I like it or not. But I will definitely keep this job until I am completely settled in whatever city I decide to move to, just for like the financial stability of it. And then kind of look into maybe working for a bigger company once I'm settled.
Okay, that is all of my questions.
Awesome.
Thank you so much again for taking the time.
Oh my God, I hope it was helpful. I feel like I just ramble.
No, it was, especially talking about like what you do for your job. I did want to say though, so I think that like, I don't know, I feel like social media is so like weird because it like, I don't know, you can like watch people your own age like do the same thing you're doing, but like everybody cares about it. So me and my roommates last year, of course, like we watched Anna Hyde's vlogs, and so that's how we know who like whatever all about all y'all. And so
right,
you are the house favorite. Everyone was like, "Oh, we love Mac. Mac's the best."
that's
But
so fine.
It was funny getting to interview you because I was like, I don't know, it was like familiar information. So, anyways.
Oh my God, that is so nice. When people DM me from those, it literally like makes my heart so happy. Like I hope I come off as a nice person. I don't know. I never know when Anna's recording.
Oh,
like,
well, I bet that. Yeah, I bet that's like probably such a weird. I don't know.
Right. We'll just like be like cooking in the kitchen. Like very well could be like complaining, whining about something. Yeah. She just has the camera on, and I'm like, oh fuck. So, like, what did you record of me?
Well, my other question is,
I love it. It's so
fun. So you're not really into like you being like a social media person, but like you like to work in social media.
Yeah, that's what's interesting. I could never. A lot of people just like from seeing me on Anna stuff, I guess, have like been like, start your own YouTube, start your own. I'm just like, I'm not super interested in that. I just because I saw like with Anna, how much like work. Not saying I don't want to like put in the work, but I have a full-time job. I just like don't have time really. I mean, I will forever post pictures of my outfits because I love clothes, and I will never stop posting on Instagram about clothes. And that's what I love. I love fashion. But yeah, no, I don't really see myself ever like becoming a YouTuber or anything. I'm just more, I mean, even when I'm out with my friends, I'm bad at even remembering to like take a Snapchat photo. I just honestly think I would be horrible at constantly having to like pick up a camera and remember to
film,
record things. But Anna kills it, and I love it's so cool like having those memories of like our college together to look back on. I mean, it's awesome. We'll go back and laugh at old videos all the time.
Oh, I bet. Well, that's
hilarious, honestly.
Yes. Well, and you guys are brave too. I'm like, I don't know if I would want like all these people knowing what I like do every day. And
yeah, I mean, at some points it got, at some points it did become like a point of contention where we were like, okay, like, do we have to be recording right now? But no, she's awesome. She's so good at what she does, really. I don't know how she balances it all, but Yeah, I just personally couldn't do it. I'm just
Yeah.
not good at
No,
remembering.
I get it. I think
I have
that's
to like
just
force my mom to take pictures of my outfits every time we go out. She's like, "Oh my god, not again." Sorry, girl.
okay. Well, thank you so much again. If you have any, oh, sorry, I missed an important point. Do you have any questions for me?
Let me think of one. So, working in social media, do you have any idea like what industry you want to work in? Like, do you want to work like I do like a marketing agency? Do you like fashion? Do you like entertainment? Or are you just open to anything?
I mean, I want to do social media for the NFL.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yes. So, but
Well, you keep in contact with me because I'm sure Sydney could try to talk to someone. She's well connected with the NFL, so
yes. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. I will share my email with you. That would be great, actually.
Yeah, you can put me on LinkedIn too. I'm always on there.
Okay. So, well, with the plan, well, I don't know. That's just really hard because, they take like very experienced and very, people who've just really been in that for a long time. And I mean, it's nice that I go to like a big school, and there's a lot of sports for me to get involved in. But even here, it's hard because they still take people who are experienced and who. So even though I don't know, so we'll see. They have NFL has internship programs as well that I hope to be a part
I would
of.
apply to as many of those as you can.
Yes. So, maybe it's not something that I do right when I graduate, but I would hope that probably soon when I'm young, because I don't think that's something that I'll do whenever I'm older, because it's a lot of traveling and it's a lot of being, not at home. So, anyways, that's what I would like to do. So we'll see.
That's really cool. I thought about sports for a second. It's definitely super cool. Yeah, that's awesome. It's definitely something you have to work your way up. Yes. But even I, straight out of college, very blessed and like thankful to get a job. But this wasn't like my dream job. Mm-hmm. Working for like, Louis Vuitton in New York. Yes. But it's never going to be your dream job right out of college. Yes. It's just all steps to get there, Yes. So don't get discouraged. That's super cool.
Yes. Well, thank you so much again.
Oh my God, of course.
And then, yes, I'll connect you on LinkedIn. And then, yeah, that would be great. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to tell my roommates about
of course.
Getting to talk with you.
Oh my God, thank you. I love it.
When you responded,
feel free to reach out if you have anything.
When you responded the first time, like I was like, oh my roommates were like, no, you're being catfish. It's not true. Like it's not. She's too busy for your school.
That's so funny.
Okay, well, thank you so much again.
Funny. You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.